Hey, what's up guys? Sir Emanon here, and welcome to the Season 3 finale of Road to 1000 Dueling Book rating. So yes, this is going to be the final episode in which I hit 1000 rating during this ban list, which was the January 2020 ban list. Obviously, with the upcoming format with Master Duel 5 and the April 2020 ban list coming up tomorrow, we will be resetting the Dueling Book ladder. So Season 4 will be coming then, so you can expect to see more episodes in the not too distant future. But yeah, this is going to be me playing Lunalight for the final time in this series, probably up against a SPYRAL. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into it. So he wins a die roll and he goes first, but he opens pretty much just a brick. He doesn't have like any actual combo pieces, whereas our hand's very, very good. So he's just gonna reveal Agent and call Monster just to try and scope what I'm playing. We get Armageddon Knight off the top, which is pretty good because it just means that like because of how strong our hand is, we don't really care if this gets hand trapped because we have a pretty good follow up with the Nessie as well as the Tenki. So we're not like we're not in too dire of straits here. He's got a Foolish Goods and a copy of Rescue, so we can like bring back the Agent possibly at a later point. He could also use it as an interruption to pop a back row, depending on the matchup, of course. And then he's going to set a copy of the Rescue and pass. So we obviously draw the Armageddon Knight for turn, and I do opt to normal it just because, again, if this does get hit by a hand trap, I'm not really sweating about it too badly. Because like Nessie, no matter what, is going to get me into a way to be able to pitch a card out of my hand via a Nightmare play. So like I don't really mind too much because I already have Tenki for the Tiger. So I'd rather like this get ashed than the Tenki personally. But it doesn't, so we're able to send a Martin to grab ourselves Serenade Dance, so just more pitch fodder. So Tenki will grab ourselves the Tiger, and then Tiger will, I'll scale Tiger and then try and bring back the Martin, but he'll reveal he has DD Crow. So he will get rid of the Martin. So that's kind of like as if I got hand trapped anyway. Well, I did get hand trapped, right? So basically it's like the same thing where it didn't matter if it was like Armor, Collider Check, but like just trying to fish for hand traps before committing to the bigger plays. So this is what I was alluding to earlier. I have Nessie as a follow-up. And like even though we didn't hit one of like the better cards, so to speak, we're still able to go into a Nightmare play to get the Serenade out of our hand and keep playing. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go for Phoenix. I know this is probably a mission card, but I just want the cards out of my hand so I can actually like play out my turn a bit better. And he already has like 2 Resort and Grave, so it's not really a big deal because the Agent effect to pop cards is once per turn anyways. So like all it's really providing him is maybe like future follow-up for later turns, but he's so starved for Spiral monsters at this point that like it doesn't really make a big difference. So Serenade is going to send the Zephyrs so I can get Emerald Bird on board, which allows me to filter through this Martin, see if I can draw anything else. It turns out I draw a Winder, which is pretty good. And then here I get a little bit hasty. I'm like, okay, so he pretty much has nothing. I already have DD Crow. He already has DD Crow that he's used, and like he doesn't really have much. So I kind of go a little bit too fast and like try and end the game as fast as I can. Remembering a little bit about like kind of when I played this match, I played a lot of games in a row, like on the same day leading up to this, and I really just wanted to hit the 1000 rating. So I kind of just don't play as carefully here as I normally do, which is kind of uncharacteristic. So looking back on it, it's kind of upsetting that I kind of just rushed into Boral Sword. It still could have been fine if I just made a Dweller to stop his Rescue, because like Rescue, I didn't really think about the fact that you could just use it to chump block, but I for some reason just didn't think about it. If I make Dweller here and then like summon Winder, I basically just win like on the spot. But make a little bit of an error there because I just assume that like he doesn't have a way to like actually survive, and I like forget that Rescue can just actually be used to block. I think about Rescue in terms of like being a like MST on my turn, but I don't think of it as just a way to block damage for some reason. Like sometimes I overlook the very, very simple things, and I'm like very, very silly about that. But he's gonna pop Tenki with Agent, which is fine. Main phase 2, I'll just go ahead and use the Winder follow-up and grab Retrograde, and then make a rank 4 using this Tiger that I've left over. So like even still, like I can just trigger the Emerald Bird off the Redoer. That works as well. But either way, like it's very, very unlikely it comes back from this scenario. Keep Tiger in hand, of course, if I can help it, just because like it plays around just removal cards. So yeah, he grabs a big red off the top, and he just doesn't have any access to like a SPYRAL monster that isn't named just the one agent. So he's gonna go ahead and scoop it up and go first in game number 2 here. And he doesn't draw like very optimally, but it is considerably better. He just has to normal summon the Crow, but if he does that, then he'll have Werefowl to get Soulless plus Reborn, which is full combo. So he does exactly that, getting the Soulless to his hand. He'll use Soulless to set Master Plan, obviously. Rest in peace, both of these decks after the ban was, by the way. So yeah, he's gonna Souls to pitch Rescue to draw 1. I think that like maybe there's a world in which he Reborns first, and then adds another like mission card with Master Plan, and then draws 2 off of the Souls. Like that could be a play too. But you know, considering how long he keeps his Souls on the board, like I'm kind of surprised he didn't go that route. Just because like he could have also gone for like a big red play later with Quick Fix, because he didn't normal yet. So like when he links away the Master Plan, he can just get Quick Fix, normal it, grab big red, and then like pitch the Rescue plus big red. Obviously with the big red interaction, the monster he revives doesn't die, so just draw 2 for free. But you know, he doesn't end up doing that. He decides to just go ahead and make a Link Creeper with the DD Crow and an Instant Fusion to bring out Millennium Eyes. Just to play around hand traps. I guess he's afraid of like multiple hand traps because he has Called and he has Millennium Eyes. But yeah, he's going to Reborn back the Master Plan and search another copy of Mission Rescue. And then he will go ahead and make the Barricade Board Blocker, chain blocking the Master Plan to have Barricade as chilling 2. Adding Resort and a Sleeper. He'll use Resort to add a copy of Quick Fix, which he will attempt to normal summon, but he already normal summoned the DD Crow, so I just remind him. And then he has to kind of go about this play a little bit differently, so he's going to rescue out the Plan. Plan will add Assault, and then he is able to go into Unicorn. He has to spin back his own, what do you call it, the Resort here, because he needs this Assault Engrave to get the Quick Fix out of his hand. So like also if he had saved the Souls up until this point, then like, that's another play that he could have done. Granted, he wouldn't have like drawn the Instant Fusion necessarily, but like he clearly did not need the Instant Fusion because I just drew no hand traps. So, but yeah, like given the fact that he had to normal summon, like he needed this Assault Engrave somehow, so like that could have been a play that he opted to go for. So I think I might have said earlier that he didn't normal summon, but he actually did. My bad. So if I did say that, then I'll just make sure that I edit that and make sure that I put on screen that I made a mistake there. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and he's gonna go ahead and go into Double Helix and revive back the Master Plan with the big red to add a 3rd copy of Rescue, and then Quick Fix will revive itself by pitching the Rescue and then add himself the copy of the Last Resort. And then he will go ahead and use Helix to call monster. Pretty safe call against my deck. He's gonna stack my deck with Drone, which he grabs off of the Double Helix. He'll link away into an Appaloosa for 2. Then he will overlay for a copy of Princess Sprite, which is interesting that I didn't go for Lurilisk, the Recital Starling, to search DD Crow. Because we saw that he had it in game 1, so we assume that he's playing it, but he gets pretty lucky and adds Resort anyway, so that gets him the extra fodder for the Quick Fix later, without having to like relinquish Call by the Grave. So he's going to make a Trigate with the Master Plan and the Double Helix. He's going to rescue back the Double Helix and then use the Quick Fix to pitch the Agent, adding himself the Utility Wire, which is kind of a niche choice. Well, not really that niche, it's like 50-50, but yeah, so he has like the full setup here. So he has Phoenix, Trigate, 2 Appaloosa Negates, he has Sleeper, Last Resort, Call by the Grave, and Utility Wire. So a board that I am probably not going to be able to break, but he already knows that I'm playing, so I'm just might as well play through it. He lets the Resort die off Barricade and adds it back, obviously, or by its own effect and add it back off Barricade. So this is a very danger heavy hand, but like not very many Lunalight cards. Like we have access to Tiger, but like we don't have Chick. Like we only have one Lunalight name, and it's like not the one that we can easily recycle like that well. So we're just gonna like try and see what we hit off of dangers, because I do side in like Mystic Mine and stuff, so I'm like trying to get there. Or like Dark Ruler, but we continue to just draw not very good cards. Evenly is like interesting because we could theoretically crash and then Evenly, but all that does is get rid of Trigate, and I still won't have an answer for the Sleeper. I still won't have an answer for the Utility Wire, Appaloosa, Call by the Grave, and I don't have like actual good Lunalight follow-up, and I also didn't set the Tenki just because I wanted to like draw one of the actual like blowout cards. This is probably the worst one out of the three, being Evenly plus Dark Ruler plus Mystic Mine. It's probably the worst one, but it's alright. Like the goal was just to try and maybe like force out disruptions. Obviously he's just gonna Appaloosa this. Snake Revive. I'm like gonna try and Unicorn, and like that's gonna get met with Appaloosa too. Like, I just don't really have a way out of this, so I'm just like, yeah, you got it. Like even if I tried to reveal more dangers there, it would have like only been good if I was able to like, I don't know, even Ruler plus Evenly wouldn't have been like that good. Well, it would have been okay, but I don't know. It would have not been great because I wouldn't have had like much Lunalight follow up myself. So in game 3 here, I actually opted for him to go first because I figured that like he's going to maybe oversaturate with go second cards, so I wanted to make his side pattern a little bit more awkward. Plus, he probably would have sided outs to Mystic Mine, and I kind of wanted that to be my win condition. So yeah, he draws pretty much a version of the full combo here. So he's going to Terraforming for Resort, Foolish Goods for the Assault, Banish it for Master Plan to add Rescue, and then he'll Resort to add Quick Fix, which he will normal to grab a copy of Big Red. Then he'll make a copy of Double Helix, and he'll Big Red back the Master Plan add the Rescue. He like thinks that he still has Assault left in deck, and he like wants to take it back, but he already used his Assault, so yeah. Anyways, he's going to Agent Call Monster, which he does hit. Again, pretty safe bet against my deck. And then Quick Fix will go ahead and you know, be summoned off of the Helix there, and which will add him a copy of a Last Resort. He's probably going to Unicorn away his Resort, and he's going to bring back the Master Plan by banishing the Rescue. Master Plan will add another copy of Rescue, and then he'll probably go into an Appaloosa. Yeah, Appaloosa for 2, add Resort and Sleeper, and then he will go ahead and make a Linkuriboh with the Quick Fix. Bring back the Quick Fix because it was brought back with a Helix, not its own effect, so it doesn't get banished. Add Drone off of that, and then he probably set it out the Utility Wire if he's adding that, which is another reason why I wanted to let him go first. So banish the Rescue to add back Master Plan. Pretty standard stuff here. Going to Barricade, pitch the last Rescue, go into Trigate, Rescue banish, bring back the Double Helix, and then make Linkuriboh, or tribute for Linkuriboh, tribute the Quick Fix, and then turn Linkuriboh into Secure Gardener. So this is actually going to be very, very critical as a choke point in his board. And then he's going to Sleeper and have a Last Resort. So he's missing Utility Wire from last time, and Call by the Grave, as well as the Phoenix being here, which is actually really important. Alright, so here we are. He's going to add a copy of Tough off of the Resort. That's right. So he probably cited that for going second. And then he, for some reason, doesn't add it back off of the Barricade effect. I'm kind of interested as to why that was, but yeah, anyways, because he did pitch the third Rescue with Barricade. So alright, so we're gonna go ahead and normal Chick, and he says summon is fine, and then I go ahead and just end main phase 1. So I want him to use his Sleeper so that I can try and evenly to force a Trigate, and then Mystic Mine him, because like this attacking into Secure Garda makes his board vulnerable to the fact that Trigate will be turned offline. So here I'm thinking that like hopefully he values having his Trigate online and doesn't care as much about the Sleeper, because that's like the only real way that I actually win here. And he does take the bait, so we're going to go ahead and evenly to force the Trigate Wizard, and now our Mystic Mine is free to go. So we're just going to mine him and sit in it. That's pretty much what's going to happen. So we're just going to pass a bunch. Don't you love that sound of passing? This is interactive gameplay. Yeah, he's just gonna like try and clear his board as much as he can. But yeah, he decided out all of his outs though. So yeah, that's kind of like the whole benefit of going second against decks that don't expect you to make them go second, especially with their big combo, because they'll just side out all their outs to Mystic Mine, and you can just literally sit in it. I was not playing Utopia double in this build, otherwise I probably would have tried to double him at some point to actually end the game. But here I didn't feel comfortable like trying to commit into a board, because there was like no real way I could like break a board that easily. So I decided, might as well just sit on mine and just hope he didn't draw or didn't keep in any outs, and he didn't. So that was kind of just the metagaming as far as mind gaming for sighting, which is definitely a real thing. So keep that in mind. That's like a skill that I don't think that I've really showcased a lot. So this is probably like the first and one of the best opportunities to show that. But anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. I will actually put on screen just to show you guys I did hit the 1,000 rating. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like as well as any thoughts or feedback in the comment section down below. Feel free to subscribe for more informative and competitive Yu-Gi-Oh content. If you want to, you can follow me on Discord, Twitter, or Twitch. All 3 links in the description as always. And once again, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I'll catch you in the next video. See you guys.